Well, this week it is snow, but last week parts of Maryland were inundated by the third highest levels of flooding on record.
The Natural Resources Defense Council came out with a report showing that prospective homebuyers in Maryland are not required to be told about a property's flood risk. Shocking. Investigative reporter Tolly Taylor joins us now live. And Tolly, the NRDC finds two big problems with Maryland's current flood disclosure laws.
Yeah, this was the scene all over Maryland last week. And for those properties that flooded, the NRDC explains that for someone buying one of those properties in the future, there's a lot the seller doesn't have to tell you, according to state law. And the second finding is that the number of properties flooding repeatedly in Maryland, with taxpayers footing the bill, is only going up.
From Annapolis to Fells Point, from downtown Baltimore up to Baltimore County. Strong winds, high tides, and heavy rains all came together, resulting in historic flooding across much of the state last week.
That is 70% of our state is either waterlined or waterlogged. We also know that while that is a gift, it's also a cautionary tale because we see the impact that big storms can have.
State and local leaders know the dangers associated with flooding all too well.
And our city, just like cities across the country, are going to have to confront that climate change and build our resiliencies.
But it turns out Maryland homebuyers don't know the risks. The nonprofit Natural Resources Defense Council graded every state in the country on their flood risk disclosure laws. Maryland gets a D, with sellers only required to disclose if water stands on the property for more than 24 hours after a heavy rain and whether the property is located in a flood zone.
You will not be told how many times a home has flooded. You will not be told the dollar value of those damages, nor will you be told if it is legally required for an owner to carry flood insurance coverage.
Rob Moore studies flood risk on the NRDC's climate adaptation team.
What could be the risks for a buyer who doesn't know about their property?
They could be pretty considerable. Maryland is no stranger to flooding.
Moore says of the roughly 2.5 million homes in Maryland, only about 65,000 have flood insurance.
But among those 65,000 flood insurance policyholders, there's a growing number that have flooded 4, 5, 6 times.
And here's the 1-2 punch.
If you happen to be buying one of those homes in Maryland, you will never be told about that flood history.
In other words, more and more homes across the state are flooding repeatedly. And because of Maryland's weak disclosure laws, a home buyer has no way of knowing the flood risk they're taking on. Here's an example. NRDC data from last week shows there are 150 homes across Maryland that have flooded an average of 4 times each over the past 10 years. And all of the repairs from those floods paid for by the National Flood Insurance Program. Or put another way, paid for by taxpayers.
It's patently unfair that the state of Maryland is keeping home buyers in the dark, and their dream home is instead going to be a nightmare.
And it gets worse. The NRDC finds that 1 in 5 homes in Maryland that have flooded repeatedly aren't even located in flood zones on FEMA's maps.
Nearly 20% of the most flood-prone homes in Maryland don't reside in a floodplain. There's obviously something wrong with those floodplain maps. But it also leaves the false impression that if you're not in the floodplain, you don't need to purchase flood insurance.
With the NRDC data showing that more homes in Maryland are flooding every year, Moore says state lawmakers need to update this disclosure form, requiring sellers to reveal,
but has this home actually flooded? When did it flood? And what were the damages incurred as a result of that?
Several states on the East Coast, South Carolina, North Carolina, New York, and New Jersey recently passed laws that make flood risks more transparent for prospective buyers. With flood risks increasing across Maryland, Moore says state lawmakers need to do the same thing here. For 11 News Investigates, I'm Tolly Taylor.